Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Friday's the day of the week we turn to the BonBon buddies over on Patreon and say, hey guys, vote us in a map, and they've gone with this one. Originally a request over on Discord. It's a map by a creator we've done once in the past in episode 1260, where they got a middle of the road 9 stars, which is fine because that is indeed the pass mark. Never any complaints about getting 3 stars in each category. Now they are very proud of this map. It's based on a real life location, one that you should enjoy, which is Raymond in Washington. I say you should enjoy because everybody loves Raymond. See, little puns in there. We've also today we've got a factoid which I have done some research and got some corrections on it. Back in the 1980s they didn't have Wikipedia. Anyway, we do have in 2000s BonBonBingo, and of course we have right now a daily reminder. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Willapa River by Mikmoen. Yes. Mikmoen's back and they have definitely upped their level. Definitely. There's your start square. That looks pretty useful, doesn't it? That looks very useful indeed. Good solid build location there. Terrain heights based on that real life location in Washington State. And again, looks a bit hilly, but definitely usable. Resources, a little bit light, but dotted around here and there. And again, I would say usable, but a little light. And then we've got a pretty usable river as well. If you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, anchovies and salmon, and an anchovy lake too. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. We'll be using the Cedar Valley 4K theme, the realistic 1.2 LUT. Recommendations for the traffic manager, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. And at the top, it does say we should be avoiding having any foliage on the networks, which obviously must have been something I've forgotten now because I see so many maps, but may have been something that happened in their last map. Well, I don't want to make you cry, Mikmoen. I don't want to make you cry, but I might have to. Oh, dear. Yes, it's a very nice map. All things considered, there are 1 or 2 any foliages on the lines on this map, like here. It's only on the rail, and it's these light bushes that managed to have snuck through. There are 1 or 2. There's not many. I'm not going to point them all out from now on. You'll see a few later on as we're doing the flyby. And we are doing the road and the rail simultaneously today, just because they kind of run together. Not across the entirety of the network, but the route that we'll be taking. So you'll be able to check out the standards of both as we're going along. There's a quarry there, which we'll take a look at in the second half of the show. Yeah, Mikmoen has actually gone to the effort of putting in some nice little feature areas as well. And you know what? The feature areas, when I say they're nice little ones, I don't mean to belittle them, but they are nice little ones, actually. They're not sort of feature areas which try to dominate the map. I don't know, because I've not looked at the real life location. But I don't know whether they are true to life. I don't even know if the networks are exactly true to life, but they feel like they could be. And the feature areas feel like they could be. So even if they're not, they do kind of work with the environment. So I think there's a lot of credit to be given there. But yes, you will see a little bit of foliage on the lines here and there as we do the flyover. It is only ever going to be those bushes, and there's not many of them. It's literally a few that have snuck past the sensor. So don't be too upset, Mick. Don't be too upset. Road over rail, absolutely correct and very slickly done as well. Now it looks like the road and the rail are separating here, but as we're entering the start square, they kind of break up and then they come back together immediately, so there's no real big issue there. Now remember that Traffic Manager Present Edition recommendation, or requirement I guess, as we enter the start square. There's your start square and there's your buildable roundabout and all of that stuff as well. You'll notice we've got a bit of a tailback of traffic already. Now Mikmoen has very much put that down as a requirement because of this. And I would say yes, I would absolutely agree, yes. And I thought it'd be a really cool thing for today's show if I was to then, in a time-lapsed sequence, fix that roundabout and show you, right, and here's how you use Traffic Manager to assign lanes, using no controller to get everything flowing a lot more smoothly. I actually spent half an hour on it, and I didn't have a working roundabout that didn't back up like that. And bear in mind, this is also before you start building your city. Now, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying that I'm a little inexperienced in live gameplay with Traffic Manager. I do know how it works. I know about lane management. I know about the node control and this is actually where the road and rail separate just a little bit. Just a little bit, but they're still running parallel with each other on either side of those fields. They come back together in a moment. So yes, I'm not gonna massively mark down that intersection for in terms of gameplay on the map. I'm not massively, but I am gonna say it wasn't as straightforward and easy as I thought it was going to be. I'm assuming it's possible, like with the lanes that load onto the roundabout. I upgraded them from single lane up to double lanes so that the traffic could split onto the 2 lanes of the roundabout before they got onto the roundabout. I used all the little tricks there, the lane management, splitting things in, and also playing with no controller so that the nodes were shrunk so the traffic could flow, but it was stop-start traffic no matter what I did. So it might be a problem. Let me know in the comments if you can fix it, please.
Do you watch BonBon with your morning coffee? Do you want to feel closer to the show? Then you need either the modern or retro mug from BonBonB. Click the information button now.
And so back to Willapa River by Mikmoen and the shipping routes, of which there aren't any. Willapa River is not big enough for, well, maybe if we were using custom shipping we can get some little boats going up and down, but nope. But we do have this air route, and the air route goes right the way across the map in a way that makes absolute perfect sense. I have no problem with it at all. You should be able to pop down your airport pretty much any way you like. And then off the edge of the map over here. And then water flow. Water flow is a little bit light, which Mikmoen would definitely accept. But if, let's say, you were drawing water from down here, if you're pumping water in, you'd probably be okay. But wouldn't it be wonderful if we actually had a ready-made treatment facility quite close to... Oh, look, just outside of the start square, we have a ready-made treatment facility. So, yes, you should be pretty good to go. That will handle quite a lot of your sewage air right there. And the map as a whole. It feels very nice. I'm loving the rivers. The rivers are not done to the next level, but the rivers are done to a fine level. The field painting is, do you know what? It's subtle and it's fun, and yeah, the shapes of the rivers, it's the shape of the rivers really. While they're not being done to the next level, they don't need to be. That's something as a detailer doing your city build you can actually go in and do yourself. So I'm okay with that actually. I'm okay. It's nice. The hills and the mountains, whatever, are nice. Normally I'd expect to see the trees in the valleys, but do you know what? Even as they are like this, it's an unusual style of detailing that actually works for me, and I'm good with it. So anyway, let's have a look at these little areas. So this is your facility, all good to go. We do have water pumping as well, which we'll be checking in a little while. We have got the quarry. I did fly past the quarry. The quarry again, it's subtle, it's believable, and again, like the fencing around the outside, stop people from accidentally falling into it. All nice. And everybody's favourite factory down here as well, because it wouldn't be a quarry without a factory now, would it? Then we have this lake. This lake's very nice. It's a reservoir, because at the end we have got the pretend dam, and the pretend dam looks perfectly good. There's your water pumping at the end there. It's not all wired up and piped up, but that wouldn't take too much effort if you're using the 81 tar mod to do. And it's a pretend dam. I think it's been done very nicely. I even quite like what's happened with the rock down here. Look at this. Imagine the water just trickling through. I like that. I think that is very nice, and just a nice little something we've not seen before. The use of that asset, just like that. Then we have the visitor area to the walk. Here's your visitor area. You do your parking in here. We've got a couple of bushes on the dirt track. Not the world's biggest problem. A few picnic tables there, but if you fancy going for a walk, we have got a marked out path through the forest. If I can follow it, there we go, marked out by the old logs. Like this is very nice. Heads up to the footpath bridge. Footpath bridge is probably a little bit bigger and fanciful than I thought it was going to be. Something a little straight and simple might have been a little bit more believable, but again, who cares? And then if we follow the path around here, and we have a little camp park site thing here where you can sit down, toast your marshmallows, sit by the river, catch some fish, and sit on the big rock. I mean, it's all... What more is there to do in life than sit on a big rock? I love sitting on big rocks. Actually, I don't. Gives me piles. Okay, back to the start square, and we've got that asset and factoid of the day. So the asset of the day is the Wilkinsburg, or Wilkinsburg, Wilkinsburg. I don't know exactly how the Americans will pronounce this, but commercial W2W. That's wall to wall. Bungalow Man is the creator, and it's one of those buildings that you just put in a long chain of buildings, and it looks very nice indeed, because it's Bungalow Man's work, and they're very good at making things. Factoids, because factoids, which is going to be proven to be slightly incorrect. For the first 6 years of his life, the German poet Rilke was treated as if he were a girl. His mother dressed him up in skirts and called him Sophie. Well, first of all, Rilke's mother was ahead of her times, because that's perfectly acceptable in many ways by many people these days. So that is fine. But anyway, doing my research, the German poet Rilke, turns out that he was born in Prague, which is now the Czech Republic, and at the time was Austro-Hungary. He probably wrote in German though, which is probably where they got that from. Also, his middle name was Maria. So... make of that what you like. Wilkinsburg commercial W2W. By Bungalow Man, today's asset of the day. Yes, make of that what you will, but she was definitely ahead of her time. His mother, assuming that she is a she-her and not a her-him, or a him-she. Listen. Pronouns, eh? Pronouns. Right, where are we? Something I can't do. I can't pronounce anything these days, can I? Da-dumch. Your chance to vote on the map. Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We're using the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now, which is still in the top right corner of the screen, or the link in the description. Take it to the vote page where you can vote for free. Whew. What do I think of today's map? Well, Willapa River, aesthetically, I quite like this. It's not been taken to the next level, but for a vanilla level map, it's decent. It's decent. It's memorable and pleasing enough to say 4 stars. Low, but 4 stars. Detailing, I would say exactly the same as I just said for the aesthetics, pretty much. Only I would say that the detail areas are quite pleasing, and I think it takes it just a little bit above that. So, medium low 4. But we have got a few of those bushes. Just a few bushes on the line. Gameplay potential, I would go 4 stars for this as well, if I'd been able to fix the traffic flow as per the instructions, and I couldn't. So I'm going to go for a fairly high 3 stars, because I still think it's playable. I still think you'll find a way around it. Because Willapa River by Mikmoen does feel like a game player's map, and so it's definitely one to pencil in. Had I been able to fix that traffic, that would have been 4 stars across the board and the seal of approval. And that might just be down to my inability rather than Mikmoen's inability. That's just the type of person that I am, though. Anyway, use the word of the day into the comments, score yourself some population points just for fun to prove you're part of the 20 and out elite. That rare group that make it down to the last 20 seconds of the show. And I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Have a great day.